Howdy! How's everybody out there in YouTube land today? I hope this finds you well. Man, we got a whole bunch of folks in the chat room there. Mark Lindsay's out there. Scarlett QM is out there. Harmel Media, that's Steve. He's out there. So we've got a few. Everybody hit that share button. Share this out. Hit that like button. And if you don't like it, hit that down button twice. Just to be sure. Let's get a bunch of people in here. We're going to do a giveaway after a while. I hope everybody's having a good week. I hope everybody's happy and the weather is cooled down, I think, most places. It's going to get real cool here, according to the weather I looked at a while ago. They're saying that tonight it's going to get down low 40s and tomorrow night it's going to get in the 30s.
Wow, that's freezing. If it gets below 32.
Yeah, it won't be long before we have frost. I'm going to have to go out and get the tomatoes picked and clear off the garden.
Wow.
And I don't have time for that. I've got too many things to do.
Well, it's been plenty hot enough, so I'll take it.
Well, I like it a little cooler. I don't like it cold. Right. You know, I'm kind of like that Goldilocks girl, you know. You don't want it too hot, don't want it too cold. I like it just right.
We ran the central air like a beast for months. Thing has just been running nonstop. So I'm ready for a change.
Well, I turned the air conditioning off here last week. I'm hoping that that's the end of it. I'm soon going to put the cover on it and call it quits. I've just kind of been watching the weather, you know, make sure, because as soon as I get the cover on, it's going to go up, 90 degrees again. And I'm going to need the cover back off of it. So
of course it will.
I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it. Give it a few more days here, and then I'll wrap her up for the winter. But,
gotcha.
How's everything been going in your world, Matt?
Well, I've been dealing with some tech-related almost tragedies back to back to back, but I had some good news. One of my videos took off like a rocket. So in 7 days, my video on Awesome Wood Things, it got 400 views. That's pretty good for 7 days of an Awesome Wood Things video.
Oh, yeah.
Well, day 8, it went to 1,000.
Well, Susan's just trying to make up to you for all the trouble that she's caused. What
my charms must be working.
She's really been on your case lately, and so she's saying, well, I got to kind of make this up to him. That's her way of kissing and, making nice.
We had some spats, her and I, but I laid it on thick, and she wasn't responding. But I guess it weighed on her, and then she just said, "All right, turn the knobs and switches and give Matt some traffic."
Yeah, this is a perfect example of what I've always talked about, of them manipulating the numbers on channels, and there you go.
It was weird because I was watching the real-time views. Well, I started getting a lot of messages because when someone comments, I get an alert, and I always try and comment back. I'm not going to be able to do that forever, but I'm thankful I'm able to do that now.
Right.
But, it came in, went bing, and I answered, went back to work. Bing. Oh, another one answered, and then bing, bing. I'm like, What? It's like started going off like popcorn. I'm like, what's going on?
Bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, people are just going nuts for it. And I look at the real-time views, and it's like this past hour, 2 views, past hour, 3 views, past hour, 1 view, and then the current hour, 90 views, 80 views, 90 views, every hour. I was like, holy crap. Yeah.
That's good. Congratulations. Yeah, I don't know what Heifer Haven's got to do to get that kind of traction,
Well, it has over 60% average view duration. So at no point are more than 50% of the people not watching it. Mm-hmm. And most of the video, it's 60 or 70%. So I've edited it in such a way where you always want to hang on and watch the next. You watch 10 seconds. You want to see what's happened in the next 10 seconds. And then when it ends, it ended quickly. Like I didn't go on and on like, share, comment, subscribe, join my Patreon. You know, I didn't jibber jabber. I was
You're
just
right.
like, da, 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 da. Drop a like if you like this. Boom, and I just stopped it. And that's another tactic. You don't want to give hints that the video is almost over.
Mhm.
Anyway, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah, when I'm watching videos like that and they get off and I call it their commercial. You know, they get into their commercial at the end of it with all that. I'm gone. You know, I'm like, okay,
Yep.
I've already done all that stuff. I don't need, you know, to hear this again. So then I click out of it.
Mark Lindsay's here. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark, good to see you. Says he's got his coffee and all is right with the world for the moment. I was just figuring up. I think there's like 150 days or 100 and some days until the end of the year. We're coming up close. We're, you know, a lot of people say,
That's
"Oh,
nice.
I ain't ready for Christmas. I ain't ready for Christmas." You better get ready for Christmas because the sooner Christmas gets here, the sooner New Year's is going to get here, and the sooner 2020 is going to be gone.
105 days till New Year's.
105. Okay.
Yeah.
So my
I
dyslexia.
remember it was 100 days till Christmas. It's less than 100 days.
Yeah.
Obviously.
My dyslexia kicking in a little bit. Okay, 105, and we'll be saying goodbye to 2020.
I'm slamming the door.
I will be the first one, buddy. Kick that in the keister on the way out of here. Woo-wee. What a
Good
year.
riddance.
Holy
Let's make a pact. We will never speak of 2020 after we leave this year.
The year that shall be left unnamed. The unnamed year.
It's kind of like what you do when someone says, I wonder if it's going to rain on vacation. You're like, you jinxed it. Don't jinx it. It's like you don't talk about 2020 after 2020 or you jinx the current year.
Mark says, dyslexia, the inability to bend over and tie your shoes. Shoes? I have shoes?
I never wear shoes.
Like I could see them if I had them.
Hey, something else good happened to me.
Yeah?
You hear about this? I won a small contest online.
What'd you win?
A gift card to Famous Hot Wiener.
Well, is Anthony Weiner on that?
Thank God, no. This is a chili dog restaurant.
Oh.
And there's only 3 of them in the world, all in central Pennsylvania.
Wonder if they could get Anthony Weiner to sponsor him.
He doesn't have a very high fan base. That would not be a good business move. So if anyone's in central Pennsylvania and they want to eat chili dogs with me, look me up. I'll make it happen.
All right. Remember, y'all heard it here first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, mercy sakes. Well, I've had an interesting week. This has been the week to kick behinds and take names. And I'm doing it in that order. Some of you may remember that I said that I was having an ongoing spat with the UPS man because every time I've got a return that is supposed to go back to Amazon, I click the little button there for them to send the UPS man out with the label and pick up the package. And the UPS man here has a bad habit of sneaking up on the porch and dropping the label and running like a scalded dog so he don't have to take the package with him. And that makes me have to go all the way over to Salina and back, which is about an hour and a half for me to do that, to round trip to get the package over to the UPS store. And I'm getting real tired of this. He's done it twice to me now. So I had a package coming from UPS the other day. I knew UPS was bringing it because they send me them things in the email saying UPS going to drop off this package today. I'm like, I ain't going to miss you this time, buddy.
They're going to drop off the label for your package.
No. They're dropping off the package. This was a delivery.
Oh, okay.
I thought, I ain't missing you this time. This time I'm catching you. And so I heard him pull up out front. I ease over to the front door and I let him get about 2 feet from the door. And I swing that door open and his eyes got about this big around. And I said, gotcha! He's just looking at me and I said, hey, I want to have a word with you. And he says, yes. And I said, Next time I have a return going back someplace and you're supposed to bring that label, you're supposed to take that package back with you, and you stop dropping that label out here on the porch and running away and making me have to drive all the way over to Salina to get that package out of here. And he says, well, I usually don't ring the doorbell because I'm afraid that I'll wake up the children. I said, there ain't no children here, but there's a grumpy old woman that's about to kick your behind.
Oh, the people that unknowingly cheese you off and then get your wrath.
Right. He says, well, I'll ring the bell from now on. I said, you make sure you do. If you don't, I'm going to come looking for you.
Oh, Brenda, you can't threaten people like that.
Oh, yeah, you can. Get their attention. So
well,
we'll
Mr.
just
Doughboy 356 showed up, and so did Jim Dockrell.
Well, good to see both of you. Hope everything's going good in your world. I mean, sometimes you got to do stuff like that, get somebody's attention, you know? That's a bad habit. The boy don't want to do his job. Now, that don't cotton well with me. Where I come from, you don't pull that kind of crap. You do your job.
Mark Lindsay says, keeps them on their toes.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I had it out with the bank, too, about getting my title. And today I got the title. And I went over to the BMV, and I got my tags for my car that I'd been trying to get for over a month. Everybody lying to me every step of the way through this whole process. I've never seen such a mess in my life as what I've gone
You should prorate your car payment to the bank because you weren't able to drive your car for a month.
I was able to drive it. I had the temporary tag on it from Ohio where I bought it over there, but they're about to run out. And so I needed the title so I could get temp tags and get my plates ordered for the car. And the bank horsing me around. I think what finally got their attention, though, is when I told them, I said, look, it's like this. If you aren't going to make this possible for me to get the tags for my car and it has to sit and rust out my driveway and I can't drive it, then I ain't making payments on it. So if you'd like to get paid for this car, I think it might be in your best interest to make sure that the title gets over here to Indiana so I can get my tags. Just saying. And she said, are you saying you're not going to pay for the car? I said, not if I don't get tags for it. No. I said, why would I want to pay for a car that I can't drive? That doesn't make any sense. I said, so, you know, if this is on you to make sure the title gets over here, I think y'all better make sure the title gets over here. You better be doing it quick before these temps run out.
Yeah, mess with the money. That's how you move the needle.
That's right.
Mess with the money.
Follow the money. Oh, Lord have mercy.
That's how it works.
I was just kind of reading through these reading through some of these comments. Lord have mercy. What kind of a chat we got going out there?
Jim Dockrell stirring it up, and then Mark Lindsay's playing right along with it. Well, I'm happy to say that 4 minutes before the show went live, I pushed the like button. So I made it under the wire.
Yep. There you go. And just for that, you get one of these.
That was easy.
See? You get one of them.
I was going to be mad if that was a bless your heart. I don't deserve that. I made it this time.
Mark says, let me guess. They sent the title via your favorite UPS driver. No, they sent the title through the Postal Service. And
yeah, a lot of governments use the Postal Service because they own the Postal Service.
And there was a tracking number, so I was able to track it this week and know where it was at all times. So I knew when it was coming to the door. And I met the postal driver when he got here with it. I think I scared him a little bit too, but not as bad as I scared the UPS man.
Gotcha.
UPS man probably had to change his shorts after he left here the other day. He'll think twice before he drops in labels on people's porches again.
Yeah.
Oh.
I did something cool on video.
Yeah?
So I made another piano video.
Yeah.
I did Nirvana's Lithium, very popular song in the 90s. And I decided to use my new camera mounted up there, looking down, because I was using my old camera. Oh my God, it is so much better quality because the old camera has a 3.5 to 5.6 lens.
Mm-hmm.
It always ends up at 5 points. Anyway, the old camera, grainy, because I like to shoot in low light. I put these colored lights on. I don't put the overhead house light on, and it looks bad. I use the new camera with the f1.4, and I put it all the way down to f1.4, and it was nice and dark, when colorful dark, but dark,
Mm-hmm.
so clear, no noise in it whatsoever. I'm like, the picture is much better. It's not just a little bit better. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Well, David Jones is out there in the chat. Portal Woodworks. Good to see you, David.
David Jones, he popped into my Verbose Wednesday show over on Robert Lee's Facebook page yesterday. That was cool. Yeah. Trying to get that show off the ground. I'm like, it's dying on the vine over here on Facebook. We gotta go to YouTube. YouTube's where the audience is.
Well, we probably need to put a plug in there for Russell's show on Saturday night, the Simply Wooden Creations show. Matt and I are on the panel over there on Saturday night on his show, and it's at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Simply Wooden Creations. And this week, they're going to be announcing the winners of the Palette Challenge. And Matt and I are both contestants in the Palette Challenge. So y'all want to jump in on that? Oh, Portal Woodworks there. He's made a request, and we, you know how we are. We got to honor those requests. All right.
Yep.
Give him some cowbell.
He wants the triple cowbell. We got the lights on there for you, Portal. Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for that. And just in case there's anybody here that don't know by now, the super chats on this channel, they go for the postage on the giveaways that I do. The more money that comes in super chats, the more giveaways I can do. You know, I've been doing one a week because the money has not been, you know, forthright coming in here the way it needs to for me to make the payments for the mailings every week. But the more money that comes in super chats, the more of these giveaways we'll do. I brought in another box full of stuff the other day from the other room. So, I mean, it's not like I have limited amount of stuff to give away. Pretty soon, I'm going to have to dig my way through here just to get to the camera.
That's called mad product. You got mad product.
That's right. So, you know, we got lots of stuff to give away. Oh, my goodness.
Chat room's going nuts.
Yep. They're all over there.
You could put some interesting facts in the chat room. That's what we do around here.
Well, I've got a few. Let's see.
Iron Fire Horse. Hello.
Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. As of 1998, over 50% of Iceland's population believed in the existence of elves.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a big area. The Norse, you know, kind of the Finland and Norway and Iceland area, all that. Yeah, they're very into that.
Now, was it an elf or was it a midget?
I'm not touching that one.
You're not going there. Say, it could have been a midget dressed up like an elf.
Elves are Elvis. Best show I saw in Vegas was a free show. Well, two drink minimum show on a strip hotel, you know, right on the strip. Big Elvis. It was a 400-pound Elvis impersonator came out and did a show. It was fun. It was so much fun. I loved it.
Here's another one for you. The Boston Marathon didn't allow female runners until 1972.
72. Wow. Elf on the says on was it on a shelf, says Jim Dockrell. Did you see I don't watch Saturday Night Live, but I must have stumbled across one of these clips. It was last Christmas, and it was a sketch with the elves on the shelf. They were like real people, but you know, they were like in the break room, you know, getting ready for I think it was after Christmas, and they were recanting their job, what happened out in the field. And the one elf was stationed in a 12-year-old boy's room, and he was watching the 12-year-old boy be a 12-year-old boy when they're alone in the room. And it was very awkward sketches. Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah, I've not watched Saturday Night Live in years, but it lost something when they got rid of the original cast.
Oh, no. Jim Belushi, Dan Aykroyd. Oh, man. Steve Martin. Come on.
Yeah.
That was the best.
Yeah, that was the real Saturday Night Live right there.
I used to stay up to where I could barely keep my eyes open in hopes I would see Gumby. I was fascinated by Gumby. And one time I actually saw it while I was still awake. I was because there's no VCRs back then. I mean, because that was back when, what's his name? He does the voice of the donkey on Shrek. I forget the actor. Anyway, yeah, that was a long time ago. Late 70s.
Jim Dockrell put a fact out there in the chat that I'm sure you want to read.
Bigfoot and Sasquatch often get mixed up, yet he don't care. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was watching Trailer Park Boys on Netflix, they call it Sam Squatch. They were mispronouncing it. Julian, I don't want to go in the woods. I'm going to get attacked by a Sam Squatch. I was like, Bubbles, stop it. Eddie Murphy, there you go. I knew it. It was right on the tip of my tongue. Eddie Murphy.
I know that you are just crazy about the puns that I put up on Facebook. That you absolutely love those. But there was a video of a pun the other day that I knew that you'd enjoy, and I don't know if you saw it or not because you didn't comment on it.
If I didn't comment, I didn't see it.
Okay, well then, the question is, what does a deaf gynecologist do?
I don't know.
Reads lips.
I got to be quicker on the draw with that one. I'm like, oh, wait, I got a rim shot somewhere.
Oh, mercy sakes. Well, you just never know what I'm liable to come up with. I haven't posted as much stuff on there as I normally do on Facebook.
I was wondering if I just wasn't seeing them or if you backed it off.
Well, I've been so busy, trying to waylay the UPS man and fighting with the bank and fighting
sabotage him more like
fighting with the DMV and trying to clean house and trying to get the garage straightened up. Got a new side door that's going to be going in on the garage here in the next probably, what is today? Probably 3 weeks, I think, before we can get that done. But at that point, then it'll just be time for me to finish the rearranging of it so that I can get the car fit in there. And I think I'll be done with the garage. I hope so. It's going to be getting cold out. I don't want to be out there dressed like the Michelin man trying to get the garage straightened up. I'd like to get that over with before it gets too cold. Jim Dockrell says, what is similar?
Don't read that. Jim?
Chicken? You're a chicken.
I'm protecting your channel. Susan's finally on my good side. I don't want to push it.
Your next video will have the 0 views. Don't matter how many people watch it. Don't matter how many comments you get on it. The views will be 0. Well, I'll tell you, I have watched my video analytics on some of my videos, and people comment. Views aren't going up. How in the hell does that happen? How do you keep getting comments on videos and the views don't go up?
Oh, it might be delayed.
For how long?
3 hours?
No. I'm talking days. So I may have to get your list of names over there and finding some people. I may have to put the fear into them. I've got people that I can use as references.
I only got one name, and it's on that sign right there, and it's in the Google Books division. So if you have problems with your book showing up in the bookshelf, I could probably get that solved for you.
No, my problems with YouTube are just so deep that I don't think there's any way of digging out of them.
Okay, here we got a fact from Mark Lindsay. It says, Sam, the piano player in the movie Casablanca, was actually an accomplished musician. He was a drummer, though, and the music was dubbed in afterward. Good to know, Mr. Mark Lindsay. Casablanca.
See,
that was a movie.
that is my list here. Give you another one.
Casablanca.
When watermelons are grilled or baked, they lose their granular texture and can even be used as a meat substitute. A watermelon steak.
There's not much to watermelon. They're very
It's mostly
light.
water.
It's all water, yeah. It's probably like the whole watermelon's probably like an ounce with that. Take out all the water and the rind.
But I would figure that grilling it would eliminate a lot of the water, so you're getting whatever fiber is there.
Oh, we're getting a break from Jim Dockrell. The dog needs to go for a walk, so he's going to be out for a few minutes.
He bought himself a church. Did you see that?
I saw that. I did the 3D walkthrough.
I
was like, I got to check this out. It's kind of like two structures connected, and yeah, yeah, we got a big party in the cathedral, in the big room. It was like a like a big open room.
But now, I guess it just kind of begs the question: if Jim's going to live there, how long is it going to be before lightning strikes it?
I know. Leonard Davis is here. Hi, Leonard.
Hey, Leonard. Good to see you. We're getting ready to do a drawing here in a few minutes. Get as many people in here as you can. We need more than 7 in there.
Yeah, Jim's going to walk into that holy place, and God's going to be like, oh, hell no.
That's right. That's what's been traveling in my mind. Watching that whole scenario go down, I'm thinking, Jim in a church? Living there?
Oh,
see, I live next door to one, and I'm finding it amazing that, I haven't been wiped out.
A lot of churches are failing financially, and you can pick them up cheap. I'm sure that's probably played into his situation, but there is Pennsylvania Ballet Association, which is where I trained to win that trophy right there for my dance competition. Anyway, it's a church. They gutted out the church, and the different rooms were the different dance. With the mirrors and the bar, you get it. But,
well, years ago, back in the 80s, there was a old Kroger store that had gone out of business, and it was converted into a nightclub. And the building was so big that they had a country western nightclub on one end of it and a rock and roll nightclub on the other end of it.
Wow.
And all around the outside edge of this establishment were these little shops, and I had a little shop in there, and they had great big wooden bars, like you'd see in the old westerns, where they slide the beer down the bar. They had those on both ends of the place, and yeah, it was a big deal. Yeah, but some of these old buildings can be turned, renovated into other establishments easily. Well, it takes a little money, but change them over.
There's new jobs to figure out what to do with malls. Malls are starting to go under, and you can retrofit them for several different things. It could be housing. It could be a entertainment venue, they've got several different blueprints that they can put into a mall area and have it be like a.
I was thinking that a mall would be great if it could be renovated into like a rehab for the homeless, where they could get training, job skills, they could get assistance. There'd be different places they could go, like for food or for clothes or what have you, in that, and even part of it set up as like rooms that they could live in while they're getting a job, so that they would have a permanent address in order to be able to get a job.
Yeah.
Um,
There are YouTube channels where they do nothing but they go into abandoned shopping malls, walk around, use their skateboard, whatever,
mhm,
abandoned shopping malls. And
mhm,
the views are going off the charts. I mean,
yeah,
people love that content.
mhm.
Yeah. Malls are being converted into senior accommodations with all the needs under one roof. Cool. Yeah. There's a lot of creative things you can do with those large spaces.
Yeah. We need to get some more people in here. Is everybody sharing this out? I can't believe we've only got 7 people watching tonight. We're going to do a giveaway.
Oh my gosh, we got to get that. We got to pump those numbers up, Brenda.
Lord, I sent out to everybody under the sun when I was prepping for the show.
I'll put it in Russ's group.
Some of you get this out there and let's get a few more people in the house.
Sharon. I'll say, join the fun. Brenda's giving free shit away.
Jim Dockrell says, who'd be so silly as to move into an old church and convert it into a home? Oh, wait. And Iron Firehorse is talking about, it says it's still happening, just checking. It's a strip club called the Manor, but it holds church services on Sunday. I was thinking about starting like a Hooters. You know what Hooters is.
Oh yeah.
But it was gonna, since people can't go dine in at during all this foolishness, I was thinking that maybe I'd have it as a delivery service called Knockers.
There you go. You're on fire tonight.
I'm always thinking.
Yep. Went to a dance club in Montreal in the 80s that used to be a funeral home, says Jim Dockrell.
Oh, that'd be different.
Interesting.
Like, call that necrophobia.
Love that one, Brenda. LMAO.
Yeah. They like the Knockers one. Yeah.
People were just dying to get in there. Oh, Jim, the puns hurt.
That's what I said after my husband passed away, was that they're just dying to get away from me. Time for me to stop getting married. Today would have been my 38th wedding anniversary.
Oh my.
But he died, so I guess it don't count.
I think that's how it works.
Yep.
Yeah. But wow, sucks.
38 years, that's a long time. How long you been married this time?
23 years.
23? Yeah. You got another 15 years to go to make it up to where I've been. Can she put up with you that long? Or is she gonna die? Or
well,
kill
we say well, we haven't drove each other out of the place yet, so it's not going to happen.
It's not the War of the Roses just yet.
It would have happened before now if it was going to happen. It's kind of what we're both reserved in that.
Is every day the War of the Roses at your house?
What do you mean, War of the Roses?
You didn't see that movie, The War of the Roses?
No.
Where they were getting divorced, neither one of them would leave the house, and so they was slowly, methodically tearing everything in the house all to hell. trying to kill each other.
Jesus.
Get the other one out of the house.
Oy.
Iron Power says she's married for 17 weeks once. Let's see. All told, I would have been married 16, 17, 38, 30, say 40, about 45, 46 years all together. If I added them all up. That's the majority of my life. That's a lot of being married. Mark Lindsay says, we've been married 32 years. I think we're both just too lazy to break in somebody new.
Yeah.
I don't want to break in nobody new, you know? I like it just the way it is.
You're rolling solo.
That's right. That's how I roll. I ain't nobody to have me anyway. Lord have mercy. The way I chased down the UPS man and
you're a lot to take in. I don't mean that disparaging. You know, it's just,
in more ways than one.
just
really. In more ways than one.
It's like, can't we just decide what we're going to eat? Why does it have to be a big ordeal? I can see you.
Well, I used to, when I'd go out with the fellas from the radio club, you know, it would be this big ordeal on, you know, where are we going to go eat? Where are we going to go? Where do you want 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 to go? And I'd let them fuss around about this for a little while, listen to all this. And then I'd say, well, I'm going so-and-so. If y'all want to come along, fine. And I'd just go.
Yeah. So you have to have in large groups, you have to have a rule where you have to offer something. You just can't say, I don't know. And you can't say, no, I don't like that place. You've got to put another place forward if you're going to say, no, I don't like anyway, you get it. Mm-hmm. Like that helps things.
But nobody wanted to be the one to pick because they didn't want to get blamed if the service was bad or the food was bad or somebody got sick or, you know, whatever. They you know, nobody wanted to be the one. I'm like, get over it. It's just a place to eat. 100 years from now, who's going to care where we ate tonight?
Right. Portal's dad is 81 today. Happy birthday, wow. Portal, WordWorks father.
Happy birthday.
My father is 82. He turned 82 in August. Yeah.
Let's think of the things they've seen. I think of the things I've seen and can't believe it. I think of the things that I've seen since my father passed away, you know, and I think, man, oh man, Dad'd be spinning in his grave if he knew some of this stuff going on. He'd never believe it. I don't know that I believe it.
Yeah, that's not a stretch nowadays with all the crap that's happening.
Did you hear about the people the other day that thought that they'd seen a UFO in New Jersey and was filming it? It turned out to be the Goodyear blimp.
Oh, God.
And they,
you know, I was on my paper route and I saw this silver ball and it wasn't moving and it was hanging up there in the air. And then it turned and it was a blimp. Like it was directly at me. It did not look like the blimp at the orientation that it was, but that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, they had videos going up all over YouTube. People pulled off the side of the road that was videotaping this and everything. Turned out that it was a Goodyear blimp.
Oh, jeez. 49-cent Rage Hamilton is here. Hello. You're just in time for the giveaway. We're giving away free stuff soon.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, why don't we do that? For anybody that don't know how we do this, I'm going to show you like 4 items. And then I'm going to have you pick a number between 5 and 18. And that's when I say go. All right. So don't do it till I say go. But if you pick the number that I have written down on a piece of paper that has been hermetically sealed in a mason jar on Funkin' Wagnall's porch since 8 o'clock this morning, you will win that prize. And when you pick your number and then you put a slash and how many capital letters that I have in that word written down for that number. If you get that number correct, you'll get a bonus.
Because Brenda has yet to use proper capitalization when she writes words on
I like to
pages.
aggravate the hell out of Matt.
Okay,
Because
so
when he
5
sees it, you can just see his eyes go to rolling around in his head like marbles, you know. And
So let's play this back. So when you say go, the chat room's going to put one number, one entry only in the chat. And it's going to be a number
right.
between 5 and 18. Then it's going to be a slash, and then it's going to be a smaller number for the number of capital letters you chose to write in the word that you wrote out.
That's
Got
right.
it.
That's correct. If you live out of the country, you're still welcome to play.
Not yet 49-cent Rage Hamilton. You have to do it when Brenda says go.
But you have to be prepared to pay the shipping if you live out of the country, or you can donate it to somebody else in the chat if you would like, if you happen to win.
Okay.
So with that being said, and after the show, be sure that you get me your mailing address so that I can send it to you. And I'm pretty easy to find. And the description to all my videos is my email address, or you can hit me up on Messenger if you're over on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, Brenda G's Designs, every place you look. Be sure and get me your address. I will acknowledge that I received your address. If I do not acknowledge it, then I didn't receive it. So, you know, you'll need to maybe try another venue to get me your address. But I'd like to have it tonight because I go to the post office on Friday mornings. All righty. So with all that being said, the number is between 5 and 18. And go.
All right. We will watch the chat. Number between 5 and 18. Go. Okay, numbers are coming in. Do. Should I put some background music on? This is royalty free. You will not get copyright struck for this.
Don't get me no strikes. I haven't got a winner yet. Keep going. Anybody else want to play? Come on.
And if you're out of the country, you can play. You'll just pay the shipping or give the gift to someone else.
Okay, guess again. Those of you that have guessed, guess again.
Okay, more numbers. Oh, a number. Steve put in an identical number. Okay, look at the numbers that were used.
We got a winner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
We got a winner. Portal Woodworks with the number. Get it up there so you can see it.
14 with 4. Oh, he put 0 capital letters. Ooh, that was a mistake, Portal.
3 capital letters.
3. Yeah, got it. 3 capital letters.
3 capital letters. So David wins. Oh, I forgot to show you what we got. The first item I have is the box of bath bombs. There are 8 bath bombs, brand new package, never opened. There's 8 different scents of bath bombs in the box. Then we have an iPad case and cover, I guess you'd call it. You got the hard case thing, and then you got the rubberized thing for an iPad.
Ooh.
And we've got a hat band. If you got a Western hat, this is a really nice hat band. Brand new one. And we've got a box of magnets. These are the kind that you put the screw through the middle, screw them into wood, and you can hang your tools or your desk accessories or, whatever, kitchen utensils and stuff on them. So I got a brand new box of magnets. So
nice.
What would you like, David? Tell me name your poison.
Congratulations, David Jones.
Tell me which one you want, and I will put your name on it. Waiting for David to make up his mind. If there's something else you want that you've seen in a previous show that I didn't give away too, it doesn't matter to me. I'm pretty easy to get along with. Just ask the UPS man.
or you're pretty easy to get along with, except if you're the UPS man.
You just do what you're supposed to do, you know? That's my pet peeves. People not doing what they're supposed to do.
Okay, Portal Woodworks. What prize would you like?
Which one you want? We got the hat band, we got the magnets, we got the bath bombs, and we got the iPad case cover, whatever you want to call them.
He says, I'm generous, draw again. Oh, you would have to pick someone you want to win.
You pick somebody you want to win it. Somebody in the chat.
Yeah, pick someone in the chat, please, Portal.
It's your prize, so you pick who you want to get it.
Okay, well, we're waiting for that.
Well, let him make up his mind.
He's deep in thought.
Let's see here. Give you another fact. James Blunt recorded his first album while living with Carrie Fisher. Goodbye, My Lover was recorded in her bathroom.
Carrie Fisher, the Princess Leia Carrie Fisher?
That's right.
Wow. David Hart's here. Hi, David.
Glad to see you, David. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Oh, I have something fun to talk about.
Uh-huh.
I am going to host a challenge on All Things YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a video challenge where I am going to give everyone something to do editing wise. And what I'm going to ask people to do are easy things you can pull off in any video editing package, but it will increase the quality of your videos, getting you more watch time. And I'm going to have people sign up, and there's going to be my All Things YouTube Facebook group, I think, where you can post your video, your assignment video. And I'm going to do like one a week, and it's going to be like 8 assignments. So it's just going to be something casual you can do and learn how to up your video game, your video editing game as you go. I think it's going to be fun. And it's no prizes. I mean, it's not a contest. It's just like a challenge. And then you can mingle with the other students and ask questions to get your I can't give technical support for every video editor out under the sun, because everyone on the planet pretty much uses just one video editing application, though there's some nerds that can work multiple. But the whole point is you can learn how to up your YouTube game through a challenge. What do you think? Sounds pretty cool, huh?
Well, not for me, but okay.
It's not for everybody, you know. But
for me, just turning on the editing program would be the challenge all in its own.
Yeah.
You know, you're talking about, you know, somebody that's way up there when I'm, you know, way down here. So yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, for your Brainiac friends, that'd probably be great.
It's not for Brainiac friends. It's just for
it is.
people on YouTube that are making videos. Learn.
I make videos, but I do them live. It's one take. That's it. No editing.
That is a valid process. What this challenge isn't for that type of content creator.
That's right. I mean, you saw my video that I did with the palette?
That was still images stuck together with narration. That's good.
It was a slideshow, and I narrated it, and you know, no editing. You just there it is. I don't like that editing thing. It's way too difficult for somebody like me. See, I don't have a lot of time left. I've lived the majority of my life, and I don't want to spend what time I've got left fiddling around with an editing program. When I get to the pearly gates, I don't want St. Peter to say, what did you think you were doing, wasting all your time fooling around with that editing program when you had so many more important things to do, like waylaying for the UPS man and dealing with the BMB and, the things that were important for your life. See? So there's a method to my madness.
I got you. I got you. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Do it in one take. Ever Haven, one take.
But for those who are editing videos and they want to have a fun environment, you can up your skills. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for more information.
Up your what?
Skills. What do you think I said?
Yeah, I'm one take editing. I did learn to hit the pause. Okay, that's Iron Fire Horse. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't even hit the pause. It's you just do it. Do it live. We're gonna do it live. Let's go.
I'll write it and I'll do it live. Effing thing sucks.
Hit the button. It is what it is. If you don't see, you record it and you don't like it, then you just erase it and do another one.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
there's no editing.
Especially
if you're doing videos that are less than a minute. I mean, how much time did you waste? Less than a minute. That's an hour after hour of editing and all that stuff. Yeah. Now, I have edited some videos. I've got the ones that I did of the old-timey videos where I had to take chunks out of all them old-timey ones that I had re-recorded of my grandpa's there from back in the 40s and all that. And it took for flipping ever.
They do. I spend hours and hours and days editing videos sometimes.
How much of your life you're wasting with that when you just do it one
Well,
day?
it's helping people. That video where I tore apart my scroll saw and told you how to maintenance it and fix it and put it back together where it's running like new, like that took weeks to edit. But look how many people it helped. And it's monetized. It's bringing me in money.
But if you just took the pictures and put it in a slideshow and narrated it, wouldn't have been all that editing foolishness.
It wouldn't have reached the number of people who wanted it on video and will consume it on video.
It would have still been a video. It would have been a video just like any other video, but it would have been a slideshow where you're narrating it.
They're not as engaging. Hey, well, look, I said at the beginning of the show that I had that unexpected growth where it went almost 1.5 times more views.
But that was you and Susan. I mean,
no, that was editing.
That's you and Susan. You're not going to convince me that had anything to do with editing when you and Susan's been having all this big love affair fallout stuff that you've had going on.
Jeez. Jeff Robinson is here. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. Good to see you. He's painting the grandson. Are these body paints? Are you using acrylics or what? Does his parents know you're doing this, Grandpa? Things grandparents do for fun.
Yeah. They can get away with that. Grandparents can get away with painting and doing crazy stuff.
Painting the grandson.
Mm-hmm. Paint the grandson and our playroom. Should have been apostrophe S.
Well, now, though, in my defense on that editing thing, how much engagement do you think you need for a video that's under a minute long? I mean, seriously, do you think 100%. That the attention span is that small that they're not going to watch a video that is?
Brenda, I'm not putting this challenge together for people who make 1-minute videos with a 1-take production flow.
So there you go. I mean,
now ask yourself, out of the universe of people that make videos, what percentage fall in your workflow?
Just me.
Exactly.
I'm one of a
Thank you.
kind. When I was made, they broke the mold, so it would never happen again.
Well, you're talking to me as if my idea isn't a good idea because it doesn't fit you, and you are what? There are 2 billion channel owners.
Everybody likes to feel included.
You're 1 in 4 billion. So I'm doing a challenge that statistically will not be relevant for 1 in 2 billion people. You know what? I'm going to roll the dice, and I'm going to. I'll take my chances with those odds.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, my palette that I did for the challenge seemed to go over real well.
Great. I'm thrilled.
People seem to really like my paint palette.
I'm not saying people won't like videos that are slideshows that are narrated. They will.
But I remember your first response to the paint palette gate. And so I'm just telling you, that there are people that didn't seem to go completely into shock.
I was receptive to it.
I'll tell you what, for all the folks out there in the chat, the first time that I showed Matt what I come up with for the palette challenge, he had turned his back doing something over there on Eddie's desk. And when he turned back around and saw the picture on the screen, I thought his eyeballs were going to bounce off the camera. It's like... If I was going for shock appeal, I got it.
Oh my goodness.
Dave Hart put one out there in the chat. He says the Beatles recorded on only 4 tracks. Britney Spears used 128 tracks. Sometimes simpler is better. Dave Hart, I love you.
Yeah, simple is better.
That's right.
I like simple.
Keep it simple, stupid. The KISS method.
Yeah.
You were a big KISS fan back in the 80s.
I was. I got the albums and the Destroyer album, and I got the album with each band member having their own album. Mm-hmm. And I got, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Stood for keep it simple, stupid.
Gene is one hell of a marketer. He's all about slapping his logo on stuff and charging as much as he can for it.
Well, who would have ever guessed 4 guys dressing up in the garbs they dressed up in and putting all that makeup on would have made it as big as they made it?
And you know what? People told them to take it off. They wouldn't be successful. And they were successful. And then they took the makeup off, and people are saying, put it back on and you'll be successful. In other words, they did what they wanted to do.
Yeah. Well, that's the secret of everything, though. Do what you want to do. Do not be listening to what other people tell you to do. Follow your heart. Follow your intuition. Follow what you need to do. I've heard so many people, say, I just don't know what to do with my YouTube channel. I just don't. What's everybody think? I'm going to have a live stream so everybody can tell me what they think I need to do on my YouTube channel. Nobody knows you but you.
Yeah.
You know what your passion is. You know what you're interested in. You know what you can go after and get content on that interests you, that you're going to be able to stick with. Don't go by what somebody else says, because just because somebody else does, say, paranormal stuff on their channel doesn't mean you have to do it on yours if that's not something that you're interested in.
Exactly.
Somebody else might do something on RVs or camping or something. If you're not interested in RVs and camping, you don't have no business doing videos on that kind of thing.
Here we got an interesting fact. Gene Simmons owns a copyright on the money bag symbol. Are you serious?
Wow.
Yeah, see, 2 of their products stand out because they have condoms. They have the KISS condoms, and they have a casket. You can buy your coffin that's KISS branded. And Gene's marketing slogan is KISS, we get you coming and going.
Well,
freaking Gene Simmons, man.
Yeah. Jeff Robinson says, I have a 1-track mind, so 4 tracks would take me to the crazy doctor. So that's me too. You know, I
Well,
do it live. One.
Speaking of keeping it simple, I'm a business analyst. So I chart out the workflow, what needs to happen, how long it's supposed to take, and who's responsible, and things that are simultaneous. Because sometimes 2 things can happen at the same time. You know, when you're building a house, like you can't put on you can't hang the doors on the second floor if the second floor isn't built yet. It's just a concept of project management. The moon landing. Guess how many simultaneous actions there were in the moon landing. Now they've tracked, hundreds of thousands of things that needed to happen, but what was the most amount of things that could simultaneously happen? 97. We could put a man on the moon and at any one moment, less than 97 or fewer tasks were happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
Now that's, as far as simple goes, that's probably about as simple as you can get to do something spectacular and put humans on another body out in space. It's crazy. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maybe not cool for most people, but yeah, in my job.
Jim Dockrell says Gene Simmons is partners in a venture capital business, starting with loans as low as $300 million.
Oh, well, I mean, he's got a lot of money to kick around and try different things. So
Jimbo has a question for you. He says, Matt, do you know how to change the format from CDR or SVG to PDF?
Well, I don't know what CDR is, but SVG is the line art file format, and you could easily get SVG to PDF. I would just open the SVG into Adobe Illustrator and then just save as to PDF. CDR, let me look up what that is. File format CDR. CorelDRAW. Oh, that's a native CorelDRAW file. Yeah. I would go from CorelDRAW to SVG and then open SVG in Adobe Illustrator and save it out to PDF. That's what I would do. Oh, Mark Lindsay answered me. See, that Mark Lindsay, he's got a lot of answers to a lot of questions, that Mr. Mark Lindsay CNC.
Yeah, you're all into that, geeky stuff, that technical jargon.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was on the W3C, the World Wide Web Consortium. They make HTML. Do you know what HTML is?
Oh, yeah. Back in the day, now this is going to shock you. Back in the day, I used to be able to write stuff in HTML.
Woo! Rock and roll.
Then they changed everything and, got fancy.
XHTML now.
Yeah.
And then they went to the HTML4. Now we're at HTML5.
But yeah, I used to be able to write stuff in HTML. But that was back in dinosaurs roamed the earth, and
that was just a subset of SGML. Yeah. But oh yeah, good old HTML, Hypertext Transport Protocol.
Jeff Robinson said the moon mission was with an 8-bit computer.
There's videos on how that computer worked, and it's pretty amazing. And the backup. Did you? Because they had to have a contingency if the computer went down and erased all the memory. What are you supposed to do? You're on the dark side of the moon. You're screwed. The computer controls life support. So what they did is they wrote the code on something physical that could be interpreted by the computer. And you know what it was? It was essentially fabric.
Huh.
They rigged up something where if the two like a whole bunch of strings crossing each other, and if they looped, it would be a 1, and if they crossed, it would be a 0. And if the computer were to get fried, they could reset the computer back to factory settings by running through this strip of tape, which was really a strip of fabric. I guess it was, I can't exactly know it, but they hired a team of seamstresses to intricately make this thing in case it was ever, now it was never needed. I think it was in the lander, or that the lander went belly up because the lander went off the moon. I don't know what it was, but it was some critical computer part. And yeah, so if something happened, they could feed this tape through, and then the computer would then have the program in it that it was supposed to have. Because you can't send signals on the backside of the moon. There's no direct lines.
Yeah.
And it's life support. Like, you need computers to push the air in and filter the carbon dioxide. I mean, isn't that crazy?
That's why it's called the dark side of the moon.
Yeah. It's nuts.
So Mark Lindsay says, facts, Sean Connery wore a toupee in every James Bond movie he starred in.
Wow. Sean Connery.
Did David ever tell us who he wants to get the prize?
No. Is he even still here?
David, are you still out there?
Oh, I see a comment, a recent comment. What thickness roller nap do you use for painting grandkids? That was his last comment. Portal Woodworks. I
mean, if David don't want to tell me who he wants to give it to, I can make up another number here, I think.
Oh, he said Mark. Iron Fire Horse said he wants
Mark
to give it to Mark.
Okay. So Mark, out of the 4 prizes, I'll run through them again. We got a really nice Western hat band. Show you that. It doesn't really do justice on camera. It's really pretty. And then we got a box of magnets. These are the ones that have the screw that goes through the middle of them so you can screw them to wood. Really heavy duty ones too. I've got the iPad case and the little hard case thing.
Can you show
the rubber one?
Can you hold that up to the screen the other way? 9.7. Okay, got it. Thank you.
And we've got the bath bombs. There are 8 brand new bath bombs in the package, still wrapped in the plastic and everything. Make a nice gift. So those are the 4 items that I have up here. Waiting for Mark to tell me what his choice is. I can use the magnets. Magnets for Mark.
You got it, Mark.
So get me your address, Mark. I'm pretty sure you're over on Facebook. If you're over on Facebook there on my messenger list, get me your address over there, or do it through Twitter or Instagram or wherever you want to do it. And that way I'll get it wrapped up tonight and can get it out to the post office in the morning. Well, you're very welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And like I say, the more money that comes in through the super chat, the more of these prizes that I can give away, because the money that you put in the super chat is the money that I use to mail this stuff out. Oh, he says we've only been friends on Facebook for about a year, Brenda. Well, I'm old and my memory ain't real good. And I've got a lot of people over there on the Facebook. I can't keep track of everybody. So, it is what it is. I'm lucky to even be able to find my way to Facebook.
What was the show? It was Parks and Rec. It was like, wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You go to a site, because that used to be the search engine, and you type, please take me to Google. And then from Google, you do your Google search. I'm like, why? Why do you do that?
Hey, I am absolutely loving this phone.
Oh, nice.
I'm here to tell you. It was a year ago that I got this phone, and I had a hell of a time learning how to use it. But the one thing that I use more than anything else is, hey, Google.
I'm glad it's working for you.
And she just kicked on saying, And I'll ask her things like, "Hey Google, what time is it?"
We can't hear.
8:09 p.m.
She said it was 8:09 p.m. And I'll ask her, like, what the weather's going to be for the day here or anywhere. I could just be curious about what's the weather like over there in Matt's land in Pennsylvania, and it'll tell me. And I'll know if it's raining in your neighborhood or what's going on there with you. And I can ask it all kinds of things. Sometimes I ask it things and it don't compute, though. It'll say I'm not equipped to answer that, or I'm like, what the hell do you mean you ain't equipped to answer that? I thought you's Google. You knew everything. It's not good at conversation. You can't have a conversation with it.
Ask it how many gallons of water would fill 1 mile of land 3 inches deep.
We already did that last week, didn't it? Wasn't it last week we did that?
I did 3 acres. I did 1 mile this time.
Yeah. Mark Lindsay says, like, I'm not old. Honey, you are not old. For all that work you're doing in the backyard, there is no way that I could do that kind of stuff you're doing. I'm lucky to be able to clean my house. I've got to clean out that garage. You never seen such a mess in your life as what that garage is in. And you talk about,
The
Paul's
garage is
messy.
the place where everything ends up.
Oh my God. Well, see, I moved everything over here 8 years ago and it all went in the garage and then I shut the door. It's been out there ever since. So I've got all that stuff from out there that I got to do something with, get it out of there so I can put the car in there. Even this poor guy that's been over there trying to put the garage door opener in and stuff, he's just shaking his head at me. And I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with all this stuff. He says, have you heard of a dumpster? I said, but I don't want to get rid of all my crap.
Throw it all out.
Oh, man, I don't want to throw all that stuff out. I've got a lot of money wrapped up in some of that stuff. On my dog crate.
Craigslist.
Well, yeah, but you don't get nothing out of it that way.
Sure you do.
Compared to what you have to replace it for. And all my dog crates and dog training stuff is out there from my dog training days. And wow, all my stuff for the craft shows, my fixtures and tables and easy up tents. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there that, that's not even mentioning tools. So yeah, I really dread having to get into that. But by next week, that's what I'll be into if I don't have to hurt somebody between now and then.
Mark says garages are for woodworking tools.
Well, if you got a nice one, mine's not a nice garage like that for woodworking stuff. Mine's more for a car or just storing stuff in. And what few woodworking tools I got in the house. That's one nice thing about living alone. You don't have anybody to bark at you over what you put in the house. So, what few decent woodworking things I have, I keep in the house. That way they don't rust up.
Big basement full of woodworking tools.
That's the thing I miss on this house is that it doesn't have a basement in it. As a matter of fact, here we go with true confessions. I miss having a basement so bad that I will have dreams about this house having a basement.
Wow. It's pretty hardcore.
I've had a dream one night that this house has inlaid wood floors. And I had a dream one night that I was cleaning the inlaid wood floors in the house and came across a trap door.
No way.
That went down into the basement. And in the basement, there was a retro 1950s perfect kitchen with all the old appliances in it that were white and aqua with the chrome trim. And I mean, it was just as vivid as if you were right there living it.
Wow. Mark says we have too many earthquakes out here to have basements.
Earthquakes and fires, and they don't have a whole lot of hurricanes out there, though, where he's at.
No, they slam into the East Coast.
Where is that Hurricane Karen or Sally or whatever it is, that recent one?
Don't know.
That should be Karen.
Hurricane Sally. Let's see. Where is it at now? Is this September 17th? That's today. It looks like it's North Carolina, South Carolina, parts of Virginia.
Okay, over that direction. It's not
Yeah.
back down there in Louisiana and Texas where
Yeah,
that last one hit.
Move past it. Well, there's another one coming, but it's not going to hit the States.
Well, that's a good thing. We need a break between the fires and
Hurricane
hurricanes
Teddy. Hurricane Teddy staying out in the ocean, Teddy.
and the earthquakes. What they have 100 and some earthquakes around Yellowstone here about a week ago.
Yeah, that could go. That could erupt.
You talk about devastation.
Yeah.
If that goes up.
Oh
They
my
say that on Halloween we're going to have like a whole bunch of stuff happen all at one time with the full moon. It's going to be the blue moon in October and a bunch of stuff with stars aligning. And it said the last time that happened was back in March when all this craziness started. So they're wondering if this mess in the end of October is going to kind of close that chapter.
Oh, right. Yeah. It's the reset button for the Earth. Yeah. Portal gave me my answer. 52,272,000 gallons of water in a square mile, 3 inches deep. There you go. Thank you, Portal.
And where are you going to use that information?
I don't know.
Maybe you could do that video on it with your video editing.
Mark says, I'm still betting on Godzilla appearing by Christmas. I love that meme where it's the guy who had, and then the disaster, who had this for March or who had this for April, who had this for June. Because someone took a picture of a dark cloud in the shape of a cube over, I forget what state it is. And then the meme comes out. Who had the Borg for September? Or when the wild boars got into a kilo of cocaine that fell into the woods and they were all coked up, ransacking a town. They're like, who had coke boars for June? It's like, you can't.
Well, did you see? I put that video up of that. I don't know what it was. Some kind of an alien looking thing that walked on all fours and was really weird looking that they took the video of.
I thought that was fake.
I don't know if it was or not. And I'm thinking, is that the aliens that they're talking about was supposed to land here this year?
Yeah, Iron Firehorse, coke boars, no way. Yeah, look it up. It's like a legit thing.
Oh, mercy. Yeah, you just never know what's liable to happen next. I don't rule anything out at this point, It's been such a bizarre.
No, I have He-Man and Skeletor here to defend me against, violent aliens that look like the xenomorphs in the movie Aliens.
Well, I think we're going to call her quits here. We've been on here a little over an hour, and I think everybody's had a lot of fun. So Matt will have his show Monday night at 7 p.m., and it is called All Things YouTube. So you can check him out there. We will be on Russ's show Saturday night, Lord Willing, Creeks Don't Rise. He had a big storm come through and knock out his power last week, but we're not going to let nothing stop it this week because we're going to get the prizes for the palette challenge. So 8 p.m. Eastern time, Simply Wooden Creations. You can find us over there. And I'll be putting a Heifer Haven up probably later tonight. So y'all want to stay tuned for that.
And I have a Piano Awesome going up tonight too.
Okay, so we got Matt's video to watch, and we'll be back here next week. Lord willing, creeks don't rise. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Mark, get me your address so I can get this address out to you, and we will see you later on.
Nirvana's Lithium. That's what's going to be played.
All righty. Night, y'all.